Hey guys, GHZD here, back with another video. Today I'm just going to be doing a miniature tutorial guide, or mainly just some information that will probably help you out whenever you experience a lag spike. Now I'm sure a lot of you exactly know what I'm talking about, but what actually happens is, so you're playing and then all of a sudden everything will freeze or like expand outwards and you're like, what the hell's going on? And you just wander around having no idea what's going on, and then all of a sudden it'll rebound back in and go right back into the action. That's kind of what a lag spike is doing. What you've first got to understand within this situation is it's actually your side that's the problem rather than the servers of Realm. So with that in mind, you've also got to take into account the fact that the enemies that you are seeing expanding outwards or freezing actually haven't frozen or have moved away. They are still there and they are still shooting as far as the servers are concerned. If you're within the same proximity as the enemy, the problem is that you can't actually see their shots, and obviously when it rebounds back in, the bullets stack as they all load at once and can result in huge amounts of damage being taken, and can even go to the extent of instantly killing your character. And this can result in lag deaths and a lot of rage quits. Oh, f*** off! So there are a few simple steps to follow that can and will most likely prevent you from dying in situations. So the first of which is, obviously, whenever you experience a really bad lag spike, one that you know is gonna screw you up, obviously the best thing to do is just close your game, because in that way you can't actually die. That's something I like, and that's something I do occasionally whenever I experience extremely bad lag spike, but that can be a kind of deterrent if you are in like a dungeon that you really want to go to, or if you're doing something that you really want to do. So with that in mind, you can also follow this step, which kind of removes you from the situation, sort of. So whenever you're, like, say, in the Godlands, dungeon, whatever, and you know that there's a region of space that is safe, which you've just cleared out or whatever, you've always got to pay attention to that stuff. And that's what you should be doing when you're playing Realm. But whenever you experience a lag spike and you see the enemies go away, you want to retreat back to that safe area which you know have no enemies in it. That way, whenever the rebound comes back in and you get back into playing, the enemies that would have been in the area that you were attacking them will not be there anymore, because you would have removed yourself away from the area. That way, when the servers kick back in and you can actually see the damage you've taken, or just see the enemies moving again like normal, you won't have actually sustained any significant damage. I do this a lot in Abysses, because usually I don't really care at all about Oryx Castle if I'm doing Abyss grinding, and a lot of the time Oryx Castle will occur whilst I'm inside a dungeon such as an Abyss, and this is an area that you can pretty much get wrecked instantly on if you experience a lag spike. So what I like to do is, whenever there's rubber band lag or whatever you want to call it, just retreat back to a room or maybe two rooms and wait for the lag spike to clear. That way you wouldn't have sustained any significant damage and your character will still be alive. So they're really the main steps that I follow when trying to survive a lag spike. I know they can be really frustrating, and sometimes you disconnect, which can actually be a good thing, because that way you won't have died. But you've got to understand that when you experience a lag spike, it's most of the time not due to the server's fault, but it's due to your end. Maybe your internet connection's down, or it's just faulty. Maybe your net jitter is really high. You can check that by going into the settings and setting a hotkey for this. It's a really useful feature. If it's a high number, then that means you're experiencing net jitter, which means obviously you're going to experience a lot more rubber banding, and that's just not cool. So yeah, I always keep an eye on that most of the time. I also like to keep an eye on my mini-map, make sure I know which way I'm going towards the enemies and which way I can retreat to be safe. Most of the time, Abysses, it's really easy because you would have known where you'd just come from, and you can retreat and then hide around a corner. That way the enemies won't kill you, and so forth. And this leads me on to my last step, which basically includes actually understanding where the lag you're experiencing is coming from. So whether it be from having extremely high net jitter, or the entire realm that you were just in just went to Oryx whilst you're in a dungeon, you'll experience some rubber banding lag there, which is also important to note. If you do know that the realm is closed, or it's very close to closing before you enter a dungeon, you've just got to make sure you're aware of the fact that you could experience some potential Oryx 1 lag when the realm that you were just in goes to Oryx. That can be potentially fatal, so just make sure you're aware of it, and when that happens, just quickly retreat to somewhere safe. It's always the best thing. So yeah, when you understand where the lag's coming from, you can apply different methods of preventing death accordingly. So whether it be your internet dropped out, just close your browser for the time being, or extremely high net jitter, teleport to the beach maybe, because you just got to wait for that to die down. Maybe it won't die down. That's just the case. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad. And if it's RX1 lag, just be aware that it might happen. So in saying that, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. Just put it in the comments, help everybody out. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Be prepared, be prepared. Oh, for f***'s sake. This sucks balls.